Hey everybody, welcome to another Purple Insider Extra. Matthew Collar here outside of TCO Performance Center, preparing you for Minnesota Vikings training camp. Now, we're going to go position by position here on the channel, and we have to start out with the quarterbacks. Now, this year, there is a big storyline pertaining to Kirk Cousins. In previous years, it was Kirk Cousins is back as the quarterback. Will he get along with his head coach? But this year, his head coach is new in Kevin O'Connell. And it appears that the offense for the Vikings is going to be quite a bit different this year under Kevin O'Connell. That even Justin Jefferson this offseason has said, we're going pass first, which is a big change from Mike Zimmer. And also, it appears that they will have a coach that Kirk Cousins can get along with and communicate with as well, which seemed to be an issue during the Mike Zimmer era. If you remember, just a year ago, we were talking about Mike Zimmer going out in public and making comments about Kirk Cousins and his vaccination status, and just from day one, it got very ugly between those two, and it remained so throughout the season as Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins took barbs at each other and things like that. Well, this is completely new and fresh now for Kirk Cousins, and a pass-first offense is something that the Vikings have not implemented since 2018, which will change what we're looking for when it comes to this training camp. Is how does Kirk Cousins look like he's adapting to this new offense, to throwing the ball more? Is he going to be in the shotgun more? Is it going to be more wide open, more wide receivers on the field? Kevin O'Connell is expected to bring in a 3 wide receiver offense, which is different from what the Vikings had done before, focusing more on 2 tight ends and the running game. So with Kirk Cousins, it's about what does his vibe look like? How is he adapting to the offense? And what are the receivers saying about how it's working out with Kirk Cousins and the offense? Also, at the backup quarterback situation, we have, I guess, a race for QB2. Sean Mannion was brought back in free agency, which indicates that this new staff is not sold on Kellen Mond either. But Kellen Mond, toward the end of last preseason, showed a little bit more than he did at the beginning of preseason, where he also had to miss time due to COVID. This year, he's going to have an entire offseason to prepare to be an NFL quarterback and will have a good chance to win the job away from Sean Mannion. As we saw last year with Sean Mannion, he is a pure backup quarterback who, when placed in a game to try to beat the Green Bay Packers, did not have a great time. So the bar is not particularly high for Kellen Mond to be able to meet. However, Sean Mannion is very popular with this team and with Kirk Cousins. And when you watch practice in previous years, Sean Mannion does a good job of executing the practice offense, which actually does matter for this team. So if Kellen Mond can execute the offense in the same way, his physical attributes are greater than those of Sean Mannion. He's much more mobile as a quarterback. He has a good arm. You saw back at his pro day how far he could throw the ball and he can let it rip, but we just didn't see a whole lot of that and a whole lot of confidence in running the offense from Kellen Mond when it came to last training camp. Now, at the end of the year, Mike Zimmer made it clear where he thought Kellen Mond stood by not playing him even in the Week 18 game that was meaningless and not playing him against the Green Bay Packers and choosing Sean Mannion instead. But that will be one of the storylines that we're watching on a day-to-day basis. How many reps is Sean Mannion getting a QB2? How many reps is Kellen Mond getting a QB2? In minicamp, it appeared that Sean Mannion was still the guy as QB2 as opposed to Kellen Mond. So that battle will be one of the ones that we're watching right from day one, and we'll see whether a fresh coaching staff with new eyes on these backup quarterbacks decides that it's different this time than it was before. All right, make sure you're keeping your eye on the channel here as we're going to have a lot of previews leading into training camp. Also, check out the Purple Insider podcast. We do it every single day, purpleinsider.com for all of our written work, and we will be out here every day at training camp. We'll catch you then.